Hey everyone, welcome to the ranking. Here's my ranking of Jason Reitman's movies. Yes, to celebrate the movie Tully that I just reviewed, go check the review out, it's a pretty good review, but in celebration of the movie Tully, his new film, I thought I'd rank all of Jason Reitman's movies from my least favorite to my favorite. Yes, Jason Reitman's a really great director, and I'm only doing his directing movies and not his television show that I have not seen. I think it's called Casual or something. I'm not doing the movies that he produced or anything, this is just the movies he has directed, so... Jason Reitman, yes. I love Jason Reitman. I love how realistic his movies are, and I love how darkly comedic his movies can get. And yeah, I'm excited to talk about this filmmaker. So yeah, let's get to it. Here's my ranking of all 7 of Jason Reitman's movies, from my least favorite to my favorite. Alright, let's get to it. Coming in number 7 is Men, Women, and Children. Men, Women, and Children, hands down the worst film he has directed. This movie is convoluted. It makes no sense. He clearly, I don't think, did he write this movie? I'm not sure if he wrote this movie, but whoever wrote this movie clearly doesn't understand teenagers and stuff, and has a big huge cast, like Ansel Elgort, Jennifer Garner, Adam Sandler, Dean Norris, Judy Greer, big cast. I've only seen this movie once when it came out in 2014, and I don't know, just I get where he was trying to go, because he does a lot of raw and very ruthless stories about realistic people, but he's good at it when he does it for adults. He's not good at it when he does for teenagers. Well, Juno's good, but when he does it for this movie, it's just not good. It's a mess, it's clunky, the characters are way too despicable. Not all teenagers are fucking assholes. A lot of them are, but not all of them are, and it's hard to relate to any of these people, and that's the one thing I love about high school movies, is I love relating to the characters, because I'm like, oh yeah, I was like that in high school and stuff, or I went to high school with people like that and stuff like that, or I always wanted to be like that in high school. That's why I love like The Breakfast Club so much, or Perks of Being a Wallflower and shit like that. Edge of 17, like these are, Love Simon, like these are great high school movies, but this one missed the mark. It's too unlikable, it's too unwatchable, it's not very funny, it's not very deep, it's not very dramatic. There's even some story elements that just don't make sense and don't tie in with the all-around plot, and just Adam Sandler also looked like he was sleepwalking. I was excited to see Adam Sandler in this movie because Adam Sandler is a very good dramatic actor, even though I hate his comedies, but he's a very good dramatic actor, and he really didn't show it in this movie. Thank God he did it with the Meyerowitz stories, but not this one, and this one easily the worst Jason Reitman film. Coming in number 6 is Labor Day. Yes, if you ever want to watch a movie about 2 people just literally doing nothing in a house, but like baking and playing baseball, staring at each other, you want to watch just the most boringest romance film ever, then watch Labor Day. I saw this movie in theaters with my cousin and his wife. My cousin and his wife. I went with them. I was the third wheel and stuff because I see everything. This has been a thing for years. I just go see everything. This movie even looked pretty bad, but I want to say, Josh Brolin and Kate Winslet, they're good actors and stuff, but I was in pain seeing this movie. It was so dull and so lifeless and boring. It was maddening. And my cousin felt the same way. My cousin's wife loved it, but my cousin hated it, and I fucking hated it even more. And Josh Brolin's a great actor, and he just doesn't show that good acting in this movie. And Kate Winslet is probably the better performer in this movie. She does try, but even she's not given much in this film. The story is basically about this guy who just like escaped from prison, and he goes to hide out in this girl's house, and they just kind of spawn this romance and stuff, and they talk about his backstory, which is very uninteresting. Even how the movie ends, it's so sappy and so melodramatic, and just couldn't stand this movie. Yeah, I just really couldn't. Kate Winslet was probably like, she saved a few scenes in this movie, but she wasn't enough to save the whole film. The film is just a snooze fest and easily one of the most boring romances you can watch. It's rough. Coming in number 5 is Young Adult. Young Adult is such a great film, actually. Like these are the great quality Jason Reitman films. Young Adult, sadly, it's the weakest out of his great films, but this is still a solid flick. I really loved this movie. Oh, I wouldn't say love, but I really like this movie. Charlize Theron is so good. Patton Oswalt is like the show stealer in this film. I love him in this movie. Very sympathetic character. I understand why he's kind of down on life and he has like this dark attitude and this bad attitude on everyone. Like, I understand. I don't understand Charlize Theron that much because I get she was divorced and stuff, but she's very unlikable in this movie. And then the interesting part is they don't make her likable at the ending. She just stays unlikable, which is interesting. They don't really give her an arc, but it's interesting. It's fascinating. I get it because Jason Reitman was trying to go realistic because some people in this world don't change their attitude and change their personalities and stuff. And it's weird, but it's real, and I admire that this movie, it holds no punches, and it's very raw, and it's very real. It's a very realistic film, and Charlize Theron is fantastic. So is Patton Oswalt, so is Elizabeth Reeser, and Patrick Wilson. They all give great performances. I don't think that the comedy hit very well for this film, though. That's another problem I had with it, because it's supposed to be drama comedy. I really didn't laugh at all in this movie. Even the scenes where they were supposed to be just darkly comedic, I wasn't really laughing in this film, but it was still really a riveting, dramatic film. As a drama film, I thought it was solid, but as like a dark comedy, I didn't think it really hit the mark, but I still think this is a really great film. Oswalt and Charlize Theron are absolutely fantastic. I love that it tries to be different and very realistic, and yeah, it's a great film. It's not perfect, but it is a very great film. Coming in number 4 is Tully. Yes, Tully I just reviewed. I just did a review of this. Go check the review out. Love this movie. Again, it's not afraid to be ruthless and realistic and stuff. Didn't care for the ending, but all around, it's a fantastic film. Mackenzie Davis, Charlize Theron is so good in this movie. Love Mark Duplass's character. Ron Livingston's super good. It really shows you the very darkness and rawness and just the sheer stress about being a parent. It's really well done. I've talked about this in my review. Check my review out. It was a great film. Coming in number 3 is Thank You for Smoking. Thank You for Smoking was a quality, solid flick. Because this is about the tobacco industry and stuff, and a guy promoting the tobacco industry. That's Aaron Eckhart. Great film. I love how this movie ends. I love the social commentary. I love how this movie is still socially relevant. I love that this movie is super well directed. Jason Reitman directed his ass off in this film. Super good. Aaron Eckhart is solid. The whole supporting cast, which is huge, is great. Aaron Eckhart steals this film. No other actor could have played this role. He is fantastic because he's supposed to be a despicable piece of shit, but you understand a lot of the things he is saying, and it's fascinating. It's fascinating to see a pretty unlikable character say things that are very true and very, very real about society, the government, and just about basic laws. And he's a very intelligent guy, and he's fascinating to listen to, and super well-written character, and Aaron Eckhart just does it so freaking good. A lot of actors would have just made the character just a despicable asshole, but he puts this charm and charisma into the lead role, which makes it so freaking good and it's fascinating to watch. And the movie's story is so well tightly directed and so well written, and Aaron Eckhart's performance just adds on to the greatness of this film, and it's just a great film. One of the best Jason Reitman films. It's great. Coming in number 2 is Juno. Juno, yes, this is the first collaboration of Diablo Cody and Jason Reitman. Like, again, they did Young Adult and they did Tully. Great films. Juno is their best collaboration. This is what won Diablo Cody her Oscar, and rightfully so. It's a very beautiful story. Basically about this girl, she is very young, she's about 16, 17, played by Ellen Page. And she gets pregnant, and basically she wants to give the baby up for adoption, and she wants to give it to this family, played by Jason Bateman and Jennifer Garner. And then it also tells a story about the guy who knocked her up, Paulie Bleeker, played by Michael Cera, who just loves his orange Tic Tacs. I love this movie. It's a great coming-of-age story, but it's got a great character. Juno is such a great character. She's super funny, super likable, and she isn't very typical. She's not the most typical teenage girl, but she's still a teenage girl who has her flawed moments and stuff. And I thought she was fantastic in this movie. Ellen Page was terrific. I loved her parents, played by Allison Janney and J.K. Simmons. Jason Bateman was kind of a dick in this movie, but he does play it really well. Jennifer Garner, Michael Cera, all great in this film, and how they deal with the teenage pregnancy and a realistic how people treat people who are pregnant and a teenager and stuff is fascinating. They even tackle abortion in this movie. They don't do it in a very despicable way and stuff. They do it in a very mature way. And how they talk about pregnancy and what you should do during a teenage pregnancy and weigh out your options and stuff. It's a very, almost sort of educational kind of movie and stuff for teenage girls out there. And I think this is a terrific film. It's so funny. It's very dramatic. The romance between Paulie Bleecker and Juno is really nice. The music is really great. Even the small performance by Rainn Wilson is very funny. And yeah, I think this is a terrific film and my second favorite Jason Reitman movie. This would be my favorite, but my number one's still my number one. And my number one favorite Jason Reitman movie is, if you know his films, you know what one it is. It's Up in the Air. Up in the Air is amazing. George Clooney, fantastic. He's got one of the coolest, probably the most hardest jobs to ever do, and travel around the world, and basically he fires people. That's his job. He fires people all around the world. He goes to big companies who are too chicken shit to fire their employees because, I don't know, just reasons. So George Clooney has to fire them. He travels all around the United States and fires people. That sounds hilarious, funny, but also very difficult because it shows you how people react getting fired, and some people... Let's just say there's a lot of stories in this movie that are very unpleasant and stuff, and terrific film. Because George Clooney in this movie falls in love with this girl, played by Vera Farmiga and stuff. I won't spoil how that what happens with that story, but oof, what a rough ending. And Anna Kendrick's like this new recruit, and she wants to show how you can fire people around the world, but in a faster way through technology and stuff. Yeah, Jason Bateman as his boss and stuff. This is a really funny film. I thought this was hilarious. I loved the comedy. I loved George Clooney's performance. This is one of the better... probably one of his best performances. I think George Clooney is so good in this movie, and I loved his... he probably should have won an Oscar. He is fantastic in this movie. Anna Kendrick is also great. This is one of her best performances, too. Vera Farmiga, same as well. Like, them three are all solid in this movie, and it's sad that this movie won no Oscars, but I absolutely adore this movie. I think it's a terrific comedy film with a great ending, some pretty good twists and turns also in the film, and I think this is just a fantastic film, and easily my favorite Jason Reitman movie. So yeah, that was my ranking of all of Jason Reitman's movies, from my least favorite to my favorite. So in the comment section below, please tell me, what is your ranking of all of Jason Reitman's movies, in your guys' opinion, from your least favorite to your favorite? Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please like, subscribe to this channel, and join the dark side.